The ball. Cinderella went to the ball dressed in wonderful clothes. She rode in the red coach. 6 footmen waited on her. In the ballroom, she looked like a princess. Nothing was then heard but a confused noise. How beautiful she is! How beautiful she is! The prince noticed her at once. He danced only with her. Her sisters were now jealous of her, but they did not recognize Cinderella. She went on dancing and forgot about the time. Then the clock started to strike 12. She now remembered the words of the fairy. She bowed to the prince and ran quickly out of the ballroom. Arriving home, she ran to seek out her godmother to tell everything that had happened at the ball. She said that she heartily wished she could go to the ball the next day as well, because the prince had invited her. Then her 2 sisters knocked at the door. Cinderella ran and opened the door. "You stayed such a long time," she cried, gaping, rubbing her eyes and stretching herself as if she had been sleeping. "If you had been at the ball," said one of her sisters, "you would not have been tired with it. The finest princess was there, the most beautiful that mortal eyes have ever seen." Cinderella seemed very indifferent to what they said. Indeed, she asked them the name of the princess, but they told her they did not know. Cinderella, smiling, replied, "She must then be very beautiful indeed. How happy you have been! Could not I see her? Ah, dear sister, do lend me your yellow dress which you wear every day." "Yes, to be sure," cried her sister. "Lend my clothes to such a dirty cinder wench as you are. I should be such a fool." The entire family burst into laughter. The next day, the 2 sisters were at the ball, and so was Cinderella, dressed even more magnificently than before. The prince was always by her side and never ceased to give his compliments and kind words to her. Cinderella forgot about the time. She thought that it was no later than 11 when she counted the clock striking 12. She jumped up and fled as nimble as a deer. In her hurry, she left one of her glass shoes in the ballroom. As she reached the coach, she heard the last ding-dong. Suddenly, the coach became a pumpkin. The horse turned into mice, and the footman into green lizards. Her clothes became the old rags again, but the one shoe on her foot was unchanged. She reached home before her sisters arrived, so they did not know about her going to the ball.